when you're almost out of juice, so you have to like push the straw down and like... Hey. So today I'm back with another video, finally. I'm sorry that it's been so long, but I was having a hard time deciding what I wanted to film. I remembered this story today and I decided I just really want to share it with you because it's crazy and funny and bogus. So here is a story about my time in the entertainment industry, my crazy, terrible manager, and one of the ridiculous situations that I got into because of him. I just want to say that I'm not trying to ruin anybody's reputation by telling this story. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I'm just simply sharing this real story and nobody's got to get mad about it. So I'm just going to go over the three main kind of people that I'm going to be talking about in this story so you know like what I'm referring to. So the first person you need to know is my manager, who we are going to call Chaz. He managed my modeling and acting career and he was getting me bookings and gigs and stuff like that. And then my mentor slash trainer, we're gonna call him Bobby. Bobby was like my ride or die. We spent every day together working on my skills and he taught me everything I knew at the time. Bobby was there anytime I had a job, anytime I had a photo shoot, anything like that. Bobby was right by my side. We were almost inseparable. And finally we have Gabe, and Gabe was kind of like Chaz's assistant. He didn't really have a specific job, he was just always there. And I became really good friends with him and I worked by his side a lot, but he didn't really have like any kind of title or anything. So that's Gabe. Now I was 14 when this story took place, and at the time I thought I was old and mature and I thought I knew what I was doing and I had everything figured out, but let me tell you that was not the case. I'm aware now that I was in a bad situation, especially for my age, but this is a funny story, so whatever. Don't leave a comment saying that my mom and I are stupid, because trust me, we know. So I was in LA with Chaz and Bobby to do some modeling and acting kind of stuff. When I was there, Chaz and Bobby were also working with a group of other models and actors. So I didn't have their undivided attention when I was on this trip, but it's important for me to tell you that at this time, not only was I modeling and acting with Chaz and Bobby, I was also pursuing my career in music. So they were investing a lot into my potential career and they were working really hard to promote me. They were giving me a lot of their time and attention. So the events that happened next were just like really weird to us because of our closeness with them at the time. I had recently recorded a 3-song EP, and we had chosen one of those songs to be kind of the main focus of the EP, and we had just finished filming a music video for that song too. Chaz told us when we were getting ready to go to LA that he was booking performances for me and he wanted me to get some gigs, get some experience performing this one song, because I hadn't had a whole ton of experience performing in front of an audience before. So we had been in LA for a few days and I had been going on a few modeling meetings with some agencies and like a few acting auditions, but nothing major. We were kind of just chilling, waiting for something to happen. And Chaz hits us up and he tells us that he has like a music gig for me. And the gig was gonna happen the next night and it was in Beverly Hills. He gave us the little bit of info that he had and basically said, there you go, you can book yourself for that if you want. He wasn't really trying to be involved with this or help us figure it out at all. So the show was advertised as a showcase for young up-and-coming talent or something like that. It sounded like it would kind of fit my like demographic or whatever. There was a phone number for the person who was in charge of the showcase and we're gonna call him Nacho. So we had no idea about what we were doing, but my mom and I just decided that we were gonna like give it a go. Chaz is a very convincing person. He's very believable. He seems to be very genuine, but at this time we didn't know that he wasn't the most legitimate of managers. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So we trusted him and we thought that this gig was probably, you know, like decent. My mom calls Nacho and he's really excited to have me join the showcase. He asked to see, I think he asked to see pictures of me and hear some of my music so he would know if it would like fit with the rest of it. And he said like, you're good to go. I'm so excited to have you on board. You seem like a very promising new artist and all that stuff. It was the night before, so we kind of had to scramble to get ready, and Nacho needed to meet with us so that we could sign paperwork and kind of go over like what to expect at this showcase. So my mom tells him that he can meet us at our hotel if he wants, and we could just meet in the lobby or something like that, or in a conference room. And our hotel is like a well-known normal hotel right in Studio City. It's not hard to access. It's like right there. And Nacho's basically like, I don't know where that is. Like, I have no idea where you are. Like, this is too complicated. Can we just meet at In-N-Out? And he told us the In-N-Out that we should meet him at. And I am not kidding. This In-N-Out was like 3 blocks from the hotel. Like, we walked to the In-N-Out. And he couldn't figure out where our hotel was. So when we met Nacho, he did not want to go inside the In-N-Out. He wanted to stand outside and have us do the paperwork outside really quick in the like blazing heat. So we literally had to like sign it on his car, like set the paper down and like... And then he tells us that he's gonna need us to give him a payment of about like $100 or something like that to secure my spot in the showcase because it was so late. And we didn't know that we were gonna have to pay for it, but we weren't really like wanting to pay for it, obviously. You shouldn't have to. But we were kind of on the spot and we just didn't really want to tell him no. So we did it. We're dumb. In hindsight, we really probably should have just run away, but this is why I have the story to tell you, because we didn't run away. So he tells us that this event is technically supposed to be 18 plus, but since I am such a promising young artist, he is willing to let me participate anyway. The event was supposed to start at about 9 p.m. I think, and he told us we should get there early, like probably 7 o'clock, so that I won't get carded to get into the event. We didn't see that red flag, so we were just like, alright. So in the 24 hours from the time we met up with Nacho and the showcase the next night, you guys, we had so much stuff we had to get done. We had to get my instrumental tracks from Chaz, who was very reluctant to give us the music, by the way. We had to go buy blank CDs and burn those tracks on the CDs. We had to go buy an outfit for me to wear to perform. And we had to rehearse the performance. We had to figure out how we were going to get to this venue and all of that. Like, we had a lot to figure out in a short amount of time. So we had to go to hell and back basically to get all the stuff ready for this gig, and then we decided to contact Chaz and just let him know our plan and stuff like that. Let him know that we are participating in this showcase and all that, so he can, you know, step in and give us a hand. Chaz responds to us and he's like, you know, I'm busy tonight, I got other things I need to do, but you know, good luck with your performance. And we contacted Bobby so that he could come and help me rehearse for my performance. It's like Bobby's job. That's like what Bobby does. That's like who Bobby is. And Bobby texts us back and he says, sorry, I'm busy at the moment. And then a couple hours later we contacted him again because we're like, we need to go over this. And he ignores us. That was really weird for us because, like I said, Bobby and I were almost inseparable. Like, I was not used to Bobby not being there for anything. And he just totally blew us off. The only person who wasn't flaking out on us at this time was Gabe. And honestly, like, thank God for Gabe because he was so wonderful throughout this experience, and I don't even want to know what would have happened if Gabe hadn't been there. But he agreed to go with us. He actually offered to drive us there so we wouldn't have to worry about taking a cab and all that. And he brought a couple friends to support us too, which was really awesome. So it came time to leave. We gave the address to Gabe. He drove us there. We were expecting this place to maybe be like a small theater or like, you know, something decent. But we pull up at this tiny ratchet sports bar. Like, and it was not in the best neighborhood. It was just like so not what we were expecting. But we were like, you know, it's probably fine, whatever. We'll just go in and see how it goes. So we go in there, we sit down and just kind of like wait to see what happens. There isn't really a stage. It's kind of like a platform that they set up. And I'm not kidding, this platform was so small. It was like, it almost looked like they took 4 small cardboard boxes, flipped them over, put them together in a square and like painted it black, and that was like the stage. So I guess before the showcase, it was like an open mic for stand-up comedians, and comedian after comedian went up there and did their thing, and let me tell you, those comedians were disgusting. It was just like really not my thing. I just like wanted to leave. It was really uncomfortable. This one of the comedians came up to me like talking into his mic and was like, "Hey, how old are you, sweetheart?" And I was like, 14. And he looks at me and he like bends down like this and he's like, "Oh honey, you look like sperm." Like, I'm going home, bye. It's finally 9 o'clock. Nobody is there. The stand-up comedy is long over at this point, and it's like pretty much empty. Nothing's going on. We don't see Nacho. We don't really see anybody. At like 9:30, people started to trickle into this bar, and it wasn't the kind of people I expected to be coming to this showcase. These people were all tall, giant, scary-looking men. It became kind of ominous in there. Like, you couldn't see anything because of the smoke. It was just like very dark, weird vibes. So a few of the guys came over to my mom and I and started talking with us or whatever. They offered us some of their free CDs. These guys are all pimped out. They got their grills. They got their explicit content label. And we're like, I think this is a rap show. So it's like about 10 o'clock and now the place is really full. Like, there are a lot of people. It's like a general admission concert up in there. Like, you know, the kind where you get stampeded and die. It was like that. This is a small bar and it is filled to the brim with big scary men, not even one female. And Nacho is nowhere to be found. So eventually Nacho comes through and pushes his way through this massive crowd, and he gets up to that little platform and he stands up there and he's like, "Yo guys, thanks for coming out." He's like, "We got a DJ coming out here and he's gonna play for you guys for a while before we get this thing started." And the crowd starts getting really angry at Nacho. They're all yelling, so we can't even hear Nacho anymore, and they're all like about to start a riot because they're so pissed at this dude for wasting their time. We're stuffed in the corner while all this is going on, and we're kind of like, I feel like maybe we should leave. Even when stuff started getting weird, we didn't really want to leave because we thought that this might still be legit and we didn't want to miss out on the opportunity if it was. But things got really weird. So Nacho looks around at the crowd and he takes his mic and he's like, "You guys are all carrying, aren't you? Well, if one of us gets shot tonight, I guess we're all getting shot." My mom and I look at each other and we're like, and we look at Gabe and we're like, what do we do? These guys are rappers and they're hardcore. And Gabe takes my hand and he's like, "I think we need to leave." And I was like, "Yeah, I think we better." It was like really scary to get out of there too because we didn't know if somebody was just gonna start shooting at any moment. It really seemed like that. But we, you know, carefully pushed our way through and got out. So I just kind of like upset afterwards. I just didn't know what happened and I didn't know how to handle the situation, and I was expecting to perform and I didn't get to, and I just disappointed and kind of scared. And so Gabe was like, "What kind of food do you want? Like, let's go eat wherever you want." And we went to some like 24-hour restaurant because it was like midnight at that point, and I had the best pasta ever and we hung out with our friends and it ended up being really amazing, but yikes. So Gabe was like a really good friend to us and he was very protective over me, especially because I was so young. He was really annoyed with Chaz for sending me to this like super sketchy thing, and Chaz was like, "Hey, I had nothing to do with this. They did this on their own. Like, it's not my fault that they almost got shot. Like, she can do what she wants. I'm not even involved in this." I was like, whatever, Chaz. I'm just like thankful to be alive. After this all went down, we did contact Nacho multiple times to try to get our money back since it wasn't what he told us it was and I didn't even get to perform. And he never answered us. Big surprise. So that's the story of the time we almost got shot at a performance in Beverly Hills. I could tell so many more stories about the stuff that Chaz and Bobby got me into, so if you're ever in the mood for another one of those videos, please let me know and I'll make another one for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see from me next. Let me know if you liked the video or if you didn't, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!